Well, go on traders. Yeah, the traders here again. All right, guys. So, Mullen has been pretty, I would say, not interesting, but pretty boring for the past couple of days, guys. Nothing's really happening with Mullen. So, just want to point out to you guys that sometime when the stock doesn't move, whether up or down, it's always a good thing, guys. Because I prefer a flat day to a red day. So let's take a look and see what's going on with Mullen. Also, just remember, guys, I mentioned that between now and next week, something should be happening with Mullen, and I'm going to get into that shortly. So let's dive in and take a look at what's happening here now. So if you look at the 5 minute chart, Mullen have come down a little bit since compared to prior day. The low was 1031. So Mullen came down to the low of 1011. Pre-market to push back up to the 1063, and now we are at 1031. So Mullen, as I had mentioned, seemed to be holding that 10 cent level, guys. So I don't think it's a bad thing. So let's see on what's going on with Yahoo Finance. If we're holding steady, or was there a sell-off? So on Yahoo Finance, the market cap is at 221,000. So sorry, 221 million. So that's kind of where we left off yesterday. So there wasn't a major sell-off or anything like that. The volume that came in was 126 million compared to 238 million, which is the average. So not much volume came in yesterday. Also, the stock fell 1.4% yesterday. Pre-market, we're down another 1.4%. So not any major drop or anything. But I prefer green days. We got some green days last for over the past couple of days. So just since yesterday, we got some red, and now we got red today. So if you take a look at the overall market, the TSX was up 0.5%, S&P up over 1%, and also the Dow. If you take a look at the comps, Lucid was up almost 1.5%, Neo up 1%. So yeah, I would say the stocks, EV stocks, were basically flat yesterday. Compared to prior day, there was a lot of red with EV stocks. So in terms of news, we have not gotten any news with regards to any new news from Mullen. But as I said, guys, what we're looking for is by next week, when I look at the open interest, there's a lot of open interest that's coming in with regards to the calls. So let's take a look there now. So in terms of the call options, we came in at 11,000 yesterday. So not much to write home about. In terms of the open interest for the 14th, was at 16,000. And in terms of open interest for next week, so this is where I said there's a huge, high level of open interest, 107,000. It was 105 before, it has increased to 107. So there's a big open interest for next week in terms of calls. So what may be happening, as I mentioned before, is that by the 28th of April, the following week, that is when the deadline for the Russell, for Mullen to maintain the $1 limit to stay on the Russell, that is when it will be happening. So there appears to be some anticipation that by next week, the last call day, last option day before the deadline, the stock is going to be either going up, or people want to get in by that time, anticipating that the stock will go up. Not saying that it will go to $1, but they are anticipating some movement. So back on the chart, if I zoom out in terms of what the RSI is saying, we are basically flat on the RSI, guys. So we're kind of in between oversold, overbought. So we're very much neutral right now. The MACD has come down to a very neutral territory. So overall, guys, the stock right now is pretty much neutral. And as you can see, we are basically flat over the past couple of days. Got a little pop-up a couple of days back up to the 11, this is around 1193, but we are kind of just flat after that. But as I said, a flat day is always a good day. I will take a green day any day, but I prefer it to be flat than just the stock is dropping. Alright, so not much more to add on the last trading day, guys, on this Friday. But this is what I have for you. So as usual, we're gonna see what happens between now and next week. And as usual, we're gonna just keep our eyes peeled to see if there are any news coming out that maybe give some momentum to the stock. Alright, guys, so have yourself a great weekend, and we look forward to next week for Muln to at least do something. Alright, guys, take care, and as usual, if you like this type of content, don't forget to hit the like and don't forget to subscribe. Take care, guys.